Hey, Niels Mahoney here from On Air Coach. We are chatting with the south of France, Le Sud de France. Is that how you pronounce it, Dusty Rhodes? Le Sud de France?
Not bad, not bad.
Oh, not bad. Not bad. I thought that was quite good. Not bad.
Actually,
Yeah.
if you really want to know,
I do.
The locals in France will call it the Côte d'Azur.
Oh, well, yeah.
And
yeah,
the foreigners, like myself, will call it the Riviera.
Are you living on the Riviera there?
I'm living the dream. Living the dream now.
It's beautiful in the Riviera. It's all right there. You're doing well. You got a lovely pine tree in the background. What kind of tree is that? Is that a real tree or is it the fake plastic trees?
Fake plastic tree.
Who sang that song?
My Radiohead tree.
Radiohead, thank you. I knew you'd know that. Yeah, it's very cool. We were just chatting, actually. Myself and Dusty were just having a chat, and we thought so. Dusty said something there a minute ago, and I went, I need to actually record this for posterior because that was a really good thing. We're talking about radio, right? In the current climate, and how it's doing, how it's not doing. You were showing me an article that was written about online listening and how numbers kind of can be taken lots of different ways. What was your take though on radio at the minute? You were saying about the fact that we can make it cheaper.
I just think that the current situation is going to change the way radio is done, which is actually kind of in many ways a good thing and other ways not a good thing, because at the moment everybody's doing their shows from home. There's a lot of voice tracking going on and all that kind of stuff. And in the emergency we find ourselves in, that's fine. It's a stopgap. But what I think is going to happen is that will become more of the norm. And then radio, probably through necessity with a declining advertising market, will need to just run the radio stations cheaper. And they will need people to work from home, or they'll need to use voice track jocks from out of market or whatever it is. And like, that's kind of fine, but it's still not going to be the same quality as a full-time professional operation with studios and people who go together and prepare programs and all that kind of stuff. And I just think that overall, that's going to lead to a lessening in quality of radio as a platform, which will lead to a lessening in leadership or listenership. And then at the same time, then we've got competition from the internet and from TV and from smartphones. And that's also going to end up in eating into radio listenership. And like in 10, 20, or maybe 30 years time, I just think that radio just won't be with us anymore and it'll be one of those nostalgia things.
That's the line I love, the nostalgia thing. It's like the gramophone record. We still have music, but who listens to gramophone records anymore? But here's the thing, right? I'm saying to you, I get up in the morning here in Malta, right? And I turn on the computer, and the first thing I do is listen to LBC in London, right? So I'm listening to London talk radio. Talk radio is still a different animal, isn't it? To like your voice track music radio. It's still be a need for that still. We can have podcasts, but they're not live. As someone tweeted out a while back, they said, if only there was some sort of live updated podcast we could listen to with current news. And someone said, yeah, that's called radio, mate. You know? But to me, talk radio is still a living, breathing thing. And I love listening to it. Am I on my own, or like, do you listen to it as well?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think the more you like, you know, there's only so much news you can hear, but then when you start getting into the opinion, then it gets really interesting. I love talk radio in the States, particularly AM talk radio, because it's just so extreme. Like literally you're listening to it and you're kind of going, oh my God, these people are on the
well, they've
air.
all got, each station has their agenda, right? Like the way newspapers used to.
Yeah, but that's fine. You know,
totally right.
That's a good thing, and that's absolutely right. But then you're into the whole, I don't want to call it fake news, but people will listen to somebody's opinion and then treat that opinion as fact. And I think that's where the danger is. I think, you know, kind of you and I were very lucky where we grew up with access to the BBC and with access to RTE, where they were the kind of like news rooms who would try and tell a story as independently as possible and would try and give you both sides of the story. And it wasn't particularly just one side.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Whereas there's a lot of people in the world today, and they're literally just hearing one side of a story. And on top of that, with the attention spans being so small, they're just hearing little snatches. And social media is terrible for that. You know that on Facebook.
Social media wrecks. I mean, we were saying this.
All it takes is one person who you know and trust to say something, and it doesn't matter what it is. And you go, oh, wow, that's amazing. And then you repeat that on to say that I heard. Yeah. And then somebody else will believe, and then it becomes a fact. And,
the thing about the social media, the algorithms, what they're doing now, they have been doing for a while, is if you have a certain opinion and you like certain posts, the algorithm then will say, oh, you like those? we'll give you more of those. So you keep getting more of the same all the time. And if you're right wing, you'll only get right wing posts. You're left wing, you'll only get the left wing posts. That's all you're going to get. So there's no, the algorithm is saying, and it's a nice thing. Oh, you seem to love this. We'll give you more of it. If you like flower arranging, we'll give you more flower arranging posts. That's all we'll give you. But you're not seeing either side. You're not seeing the two sides, as you say.
And that's where I kind of keep going, saying to advertisers or people who are promoting their businesses or their products, they kind of go, oh, the internet is it because I can define exactly who it is I want. And I go, well, that's fantastic. Do you know what I mean? But you need mass media like radio or television or newspapers where you're going to find people who go, oh, I never thought of that. Oh, that's interesting. Do you know what I mean? Like, just because you're selling whatever and it happens, I can't think of a single example at the moment. Say you're selling chocolate bars, but you're only selling them to fat people because they obviously eat loads of chocolate bars.
Because you're saying to yourself, they must
chocolate bars on radio, and suddenly skinny people go, "Oh, I might try that."
That's right. That's totally right. When you talk to the obvious audience, you're missing out the audience that might be on the periphery and might have a little look in and go, oh, that looks all right. What's that you got there? Yeah, for sure.
Just don't advertise on radio because it's just going to be, it's not going to be a thing in 30 years.
Don't worry, mate. Nobody is anymore anyway. It's gone. 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it was great. I mean, we've noticed that. We were saying that. We do voiceovers here, right, for radio in the last week and a half. I think we've had 3 voiceovers in the last week and a half. Thankfully, we can make up the slack by doing other stuff. But if you're depending on just voiceovers, you know, things like that are really starting to hurt. Yeah, but voiceovers will that be an old thing that we go as well? Do you remember doing voiceovers? Do you remember we had a microphone? We used to read scripts for products. Not mad. Anyway, is life down there good? Everything's happy and you're nappy and you're staying inside and you're getting the sun on your balcony, I hope.
I couldn't have picked a better place or better people to be in confinement with.
Good man.
So yes, all is good. I keep thinking like if I was back in Ireland in the rain and the cold.
Yes. Look at him rubbing it in. Well, enjoy the Riviera.
I will do. Merci molta.